Straight ahead on WBKB, Congress calls for testimony regarding the Delta variant. Plus, an intense Board of Education meeting and TEDx comes to Alpena. You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Stewart. Some of the nation's top lawmakers testified before Congress about the spread of the Delta variant and how that may impact students returning to school this fall. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
While hosting Super Bowl champions at the White House, President Biden made a direct plea to any players who haven't yet been vaccinated.
Get one, okay?
Amen.
Get one. Get one, get one. And you're saving lives.
This comes as the White House is dealing with a breakthrough case of COVID-19. A fully vaccinated staffer tested positive for the virus.
The White House Medical Unit has conducted contact tracing interviews and determined no close contacts among White House principals or staff or the president.
On Capitol Hill, a fully vaccinated senior aide to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also tested positive. That person came in contact with the group of Democratic Texas state lawmakers who are in D.C. lobbying for action on voting rights. Several of them have also tested positive in a growing number of breakthrough cases.
In a Senate hearing on Capitol Hill, the government's top health experts were asked about breakthrough infections. Dr. Anthony Fauci said the vaccine is still the best defense, especially against serious disease.
When you hear about a breakthrough infection, that doesn't necessarily mean the vaccine is failing.
The head of the CDC warned that coronavirus deaths are once again on the rise, especially in under-vaccinated parts of the country.
Still, nearly 2/3 of counties in the United States have vaccine coverage less than 40%.
Dr. Rochelle Walensky also said that the Delta variant now accounts for more than 80% of COVID cases. The fast spread has prompted the American Academy of Pediatrics to recommend children 2 and older wear face masks when they return to school in the fall, even if they've been vaccinated. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The hearing comes after a fully vaccinated White House official and an aide to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tested positive for COVID-19. Local health officials recommend parents add a COVID-19 vaccination to their child's back-to-school list. District Health Department number 4 says children 12 and over who get vaccinated within the next few weeks could return to school fully vaccinated. Community Health Director Devin Spivey says currently vaccination is the best tool we have to protect ourselves and those around us from COVID-19. The health department encourages parents to talk to their health care provider about the COVID-19 vaccine for their children. While public comments got heated during Monday night's Board of Education meeting. Many Alpena residents argued against the teaching of critical race theory in Alpena schools. Other speakers countered that CRT is a college-level theory nobody teaches at the K-12 level. One parent said the desire of other parents to remove controversial subjects from the curriculum concerned her.
It really terrifies me to hear somebody say that the simpler we keep it at school, the better. How are we going to prepare our kids for going out into the world and dealing with what's actually happening?
Discriminatory laws such as don't ask, don't tell.
Many members of Alpena's LGBT community spoke up as well. They advocated for a sex and gender non-discrimination policy and greater protections for LGBT students. Here's meteorologist Ellie Morrison with a first check of our weather. Ellie.
Sherry, we're still seeing cloud cover all throughout the area. Showers have really diminished for the most part, but we're still seeing cloudy skies over Lachine along M32 and a pretty similar gray sky south of Glenny as well. Not a whole lot in terms of any shower activity, just a couple sprinkles up towards Presco County, cloudy in Rogers City, quite cool at 64, 68 degrees in Alpena, and 71 in Oscoda. Later tonight, temperatures will drop off into the 50s. Pre-dawn lows near 53 degrees. Morning temperatures will rise to the 60s and getting a little bit warmer tomorrow afternoon, along with a greater amount of sunshine. I'll let you know when our next chance of showers moves in, coming up later in the newscast.
Thank you, Ellie. We'll see you in a bit. Alpena City Council has decided not to extend its contract with Thunder Bay Shores Marine. The current contract expires in August. Several months back, the city put Thunder Bay Shores on notice about several concerns. A couple of those included operations and contractual obligations. Harbor Master Shannon Smolinski says they don't share a mutual vision for what the marina can become. The state of Michigan has introduced a new law to help people on the autism spectrum or others managing other disabilities. WBKB's Tiffany Maddox explains.
It's called the Michigan Communication Impediment Designation.
This designation can be placed upon request on your Secretary of State record to notify law enforcement of your specific communication need.
The goal is to help people on the spectrum, the deaf, and people with disabilities have safer interactions with law enforcement. These groups can connect their communication barrier by form to their driver's license or license plate if they choose. Being alerted to the needs of individuals with communication impairment will assist law enforcement in interactions with these individuals, promoting clarity and understanding. Environmental factors like flashing lights and sirens can also be controlled to help individuals who are sensitive to that type of external stimulation. Local organizations like the Autism Alliance of Michigan say this initiative will help these groups maintain independence and growth.
It's extremely important for individuals, especially those that are on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, but also individuals with disabilities in general, because being able to designate a communication impairment on their driver's license or state ID will allow them, one, to improve their safety and their own comfort levels for actually maneuvering within their own community.
In Alpena, Tiffany Maddox, WBKB News.
And thanks for that, Tiffany. And for eligibility, a licensed physician or medical provider must certify that the individual requires special considerations when communicating. Well, if you've ever been part of a TED event or TED events or a TED Talk, you might be excited to know that TEDx Alpena is just days away. The initial concept of TED Talk focused on one idea. From that, TEDx events blossomed, giving a more localized feel. The event's MC, Jackie Crawshak, says they plan to have more than one topic to cover at Alpena's TEDx. She says they'll cover a wide range of topics from business to equity inclusion, all in one day. Crawshak shares why she feels the experience will be valuable.
To share ideas is so valuable and important, and education is really what increases your place in life and your success and your happiness, all of those things. So the more that people can learn about all kinds of topics.
Crawshak says this event will be fun and interactive and a great way to spend your afternoon. She adds that TEDx could be a way to get Alpena's name out there. And for more information on the event's date and times and how to attend, you can visit WBKB11.com. More news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, another billionaire blasts into space, and meteorologist Ellie Morrison will have your 7-day forecast next.